which mean it is us who is in charge of the day of judgment. Now somebody will say to me, oh, you are God then, huh? No, it is our sin, how fast we corrupt this earth, because we believe in free will, remember. And because we believe in free will will happen. It is us who bring destruction or not. Abu Bakr he is sending me a message. Let's call him, I don't know. Okay, Abu Bakr, let me call you, my friend. Well, Abu, it says you decline my call, so what do you want? I don't know. I'm not sure what do you want, my friend. Okay, no problem. You don't want to call, no problem. Sorry, guys, I'm coughing. My throat hurting. Well, here Abu Bakr is sharing with us a hadith. Maybe we should make different timing for this. This hadith. Let us see another person. Don't send me links, my friend. I don't open links. Doesn't matter who you are. I don't open links to anyone. It's still live. Okay, somebody's asking. Be sure to add me to your list so I can call you, because if you don't add me, I will not be able to go through. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, my friend.
Hello. Hi, Christian Prince. God bless my brother. I was just calling to ask you a quick question.
All right.
First of all, just want to say I really pray that the Lord Jesus Christ blesses your ministry, continues to bless your ministry for his glory. I have two quick questions, and then I'm going to hang up because I'm working and there's a lot of noise. The first one, I kind of know what you're going to say, but I want to hear just in case, you have something else to say. There's a lot of talk and like I'm sure you've heard of Jay Smith and all these guys about how there's so much evidence that Muhammad might not have even existed. Do you ever pay attention to any of that? Did you listen to any of that? And I know for us, for sure, it's way better that we act like Muhammad did exist, because he's such a blessing for Christians, because we can just really destroy Islam with him. But just as far as you personally, do you ever think about any of that stuff?
Yeah, I saw some of those videos, but you need to ask yourself first. How you can prove that somebody does not exist? It's like saying to me, it's like an atheist saying to me, I'm going to prove to you that there's no God, but if he does not exist, you can't prove that he doesn't exist.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I can prove to you something is exist, but I cannot prove to you that it's not exist. if they are talking about the philosophy idea. However, all what they have is a theory. It can be true, it can be false, but why I want to waste my time and talk about something? I want to debate a Muslim, I debate him about what he believes.
Yes.
If
Yeah.
a person,
Yeah.
he come to you and he says, I want to prove to you that Jesus is not exist, never was exist, you laugh, correct? Okay, because we know, what are you talking about? We have history, we have historian, we have the computer run by the date of Jesus. So there is a study can be useful for people in the level of academy. You know, let us say I'm a person who's studying history. I am a scientist in history. That make it legitimate to go there because simply this is my field and I'm trying to find out. But for average person, as a Christian, if I want to argue with Muslims, then I have to argue with them about what they believe, not what I think.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
a
for
Muslim,
sure.
he
As far
says
as
a
like
prophet.
talking to
Okay,
Muslims, yeah.
how your prophet is a prophet, but he do not know the future. How he says such a thing? If I start saying to him your prophet never exists, there's no point of talking. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree with that. Okay, and then so then the second question then, this one I'll just hang up right afterwards. But the second question is, the other day or not too long ago, I saw some Ahmadiyya Muslims. They were out on the street, they were evangelizing, and I went up to them and I talked to them, and you know I was trying to kind of tell them all the stuff that I learned from you, basically, right?
Mm.
So they you know they have like this idea that Islam was basically corrupted by the Muslims, and that this guy Ahmed came and pretty much made it into the peaceful religion that it was supposed to be, and they definitely, like, you know, the guys that I talked to anyway, they acted like this guy was like a prophet, and they called him a prophet, they called him a messiah, and this and that. So basically the question is, um these guys, you know, we talked for a while. The one guy, I gave him my email and things like that, and he reached out and he invited me to go to like a Ramadan dinner with them,
Mm.
and a mosque. And you know, for me, it's like one side of me is like saying, hey, this is a great chance to keep talking to these guys about Christ, but another side of me is thinking, well, you know, that's like an invitation to walk into the devil's mouth. So if you don't mind just talking to me about like how much more, how, you know, how do you approach Ahmadiyya Muslims, first of all, and second, like, you know, what should I do
You
in that
see, first of
situation?
all, before we speak to people, we need to know what they believe, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, Ahmadiyya, they believe in what? Do you know?
Yeah, they believe that this guy from India came 150 years ago, and he claimed to be the Messiah,
Exactly. So
and things like that.
He
Yeah.
came first. First, he was married for 3 years. So he was married, and then he became a man. His name is the Ahmad Mirza Ghulam, and he claimed to be the Messiah, which is very funny. However, I don't want to waste their time and my time. How the Ahmad Mirza Ghulam, who claimed to be the Messiah, he died? I asked them. They will say he died because of cholera.
Yeah.
Specifically, he died because of shit. He was shitting
Right.
a lot. Okay. How somebody, he claimed to be the Messiah, and then he died because of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, he died in the top of his shit. He fell down in his shit. This is a website. I will show it to you on the screen. And this is an Ahmadiyya website. They are trying here to refute us. You know, they will refute the death of the Messiah, Ahmad Mirza Ghulam, peace be upon him.
Mm-hmm.
Some they say, they are saying here, some they say that the Messiah, he died in a certain way, which is like, you know, supposed to prove that he is not the Messiah. So they are going to refute us. How the Messiah he died? Did he die because of diarrhea? The question. Those who they are the enemy of the true Messiah, the promised Messiah, peace be upon him, because his death arrived while he was sick with diarrhea. Obviously, they are ignorant about the religion of Allah, of Islam, because such a death is a certification from Allah proving that he is from Allah. So look at the logic of those Ahmadiyya. I will use a translation. Ahmad Mirza Ghulam, the proof that he is the Messiah, that he died because of diarrhea. You know, they are claiming that this is Allah. He became a martyr. He became a martyr to Allah. Those who they are saying how he can be the Messiah and he died because of diarrhea, their ignorance of religion of Islam, they should know that this is how Allah he proved that he is a martyr for Allah, and this is a proof that he is the Messiah. So the Messiah, how we can recognize the Messiah for Ahmadiyya? It's by his shit. This is the false Messiah. So those people, they are very, very deceiving. They're Ahmad Mirza Ghulam. He claimed that he came to destroy the cross, and he claimed he destroyed the cross already. And how he destroyed the cross? Ahmad Mirza Ghulam, he mentioned the story of Mary in the Bible, where she was wiping the feet of Jesus by her tears and her hair. He said that Jesus, he loved prostitutes, and he was a drinking person, and he's not talking about himself. Remember, he's saying he is the Messiah. So he's saying the Messiah of the Christian is a Messiah who loved prostitute. But all of us, we knew that this is a very low class, stupid statement, because this is not what happened. The woman, she was crying, asking for forgiveness, and Jesus, he forgave her sin. Ahmad Mirza Ghulam, he took that story and he claimed that the Messiah, because he was young, and he is, according to him, this is the Messiah in the Bible, not him. He will not do that, you know. So he is a false man. He's a very hypocrite. So I advise you, before you speak to them, learn more about them so you can refute them with something heavy duty. Not because they will try to use the Bible, and then you ask them, what is the proof that this guy is the Messiah? How the Messiah can be the Messiah, or the true Messiah, and yet he cannot heal himself. Christians, they came to this guy and they said to him, you know, once in the morning, they come to his door and they have blind people, sick people in their chairs, and they said to him, well, can you heal them as the Messiah do? He closed his door and he ran away. I hope I answered you. Anything else?
Yeah, so basically just for when it comes to them, you attack the man, not Islam itself.
Well, Ahmadiyya is just another form of a stupid religion, and Ahmad Mirza Ghulam, he have zero. I believe Ahmad Mirza Ghulam is made by the British intelligence. They needed somebody who made Muslims agree to join the British army, so they created this cult just to make the Muslims join them. And that's why you see a lot of Ahmadiyya, they came to England after the war, because simply they are the one who was serving in the British army. And actually, Ahmad Mirza Ghulam himself, he used to work in the post office of Her Majesty the Queen. So imagine the Messiah himself getting paid from the Queen of England.
Yeah, to deliver
Makes sense.
mail, imagine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank
friend.
you very much, Chris and Chris. You've been going for a lot of hours, man. God bless you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's a special occasion, and we are happy to see more people learning.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Thank you.
All right.
God bless. The Messiah, he warned us about false Messiah. They will come. They will say to you, the Messiah is here. The Messiah is there. Don't believe them. How we know the Messiah, the true Messiah? Well, the same chapter today, the Muslim, they came to us to read. In the book of Mark, it says, and the whole Bible actually confirms, that the Messiah will come with the glory of his angels. This is how he will come. He's not going to come like any human being. I mean, even when the Messiah, he came first time, he was different. He was born of a virgin. He have a power over death. He have power over sickness, have power over blindness. He is, you know, a power, like godly power in this earth. He is the walking, talking, living word of God. Who is this false Messiah, Ahmad Mirza Ghulam? You will see the Muslim website explain to you The doctors were coming one after one, trying to stop his diarrhea. As simple as that. I mean, do even you need somebody to convince you that this is a stupid cult? And you notice that all those who claim to be the Messiah, they end in a very horrible death as a penalty. As an example, Muhammad, he changed his name. He called himself Muhammad, which means the praised one. But the praised one is the Messiah. How Muhammad he died? He died by poison from Walmart, a Jewish woman she bought from Home Depot. Some they say Walmart. This person who claimed to be the Messiah, he died his death exposing his lies very easy. So even if you are a farmer, even if you are a person who do not know how to read, how to write, you know that the Messiah, he do not die because of sickness. And there is no way the one who can make the blind see die because of diarrhea. I mean, what happened to your power? What happened to the power of Muhammad? What happened to the power of Allah? What happened to the power of Ahmed Mirza? How come they cannot do what Jesus can do? Jesus, he came, there's a dead man, he is dead already for a day, 2, 3 days. He took him from the grave. Muhammad is suffering from a poison, cheap poison, $2 from Home Depot. Rat poison. His God could not save him. Jesus is the only one who no grave can hold him. No death can take him, and no sword can kill him, because the death of Jesus was very temporary death. For God is always alive. That's why we say resurrection. Jesus said, before Abraham I am. So when they killed who? They killed the flesh. But God the Son is always exist, because his existence have nothing to do with the flesh. Do we understand, people? God the Son is exist before his birth. How we can prove that easy? From the word of Jesus, before Abraham I am. The Jews, they said to him, how you can say such a thing? You are not even like 40, 50 years old. How you say such a thing? He said, truly, truly, I say to you, that I was before Abraham, and Abraham, he witnessed my day. So when a Muslim, he complained, he says, how he is God, and do God die? The same reasoning is the same reason to prove that Jesus is God. Because if a Muhammadan trying to make me believe that Jesus cannot be God because he died, well, in his religion, he did not die. So Jesus must be God then. This is to show you the hypocrisy of this logic. And Jesus' death, it was for the flesh. But even that was resurrected. And when Jesus came to his disciple, even his disciple, they could not believe. I mean, they heard Jesus saying, you can destroy this temple, and I will rebuild it in 3 days. But at that time, they did not understand. They thought he's talking about the temple, the real temple, the stones. But when he came to them after the crucifixion, then they understood exactly what does that mean. Don't forget, please, to subscribe to our Patreon so you can get notified. I see admins, they are not posting Patreon no more. Subscribe there, because many of you complain, how come when you go on live, we do not get notification? If you subscribe to the Patreon, regardless if you donate or not, you will receive an email from Patreon saying to you, Christian Prince going live, and this is the link. So you will receive notification. YouTube is not. YouTube always try to oppress our channel. Do we have any Abdul? Any other Muhammadan? Anyone? Any Muhammadan have anything to say? Are you out of all your tricks? But we are happy today that the Muslims, they agree for the sake of their taqiyya that Jesus is the wisdom of God. That is amazing. Wisdom of God is perfect. Wisdom. In order to be the wisdom of God, you have to be the perfection of God. For wisdom of God have zero error, zero defect, zero wrong. It is wisdom of God. The Bible says that the wisdom of God, or let us say that the wisdom of the man is a foolishness. This is how our wisdom is limited. But the wisdom of God never foolishness. Why? Due to his perfection. The perfect God has the perfect wisdom. Any Abdul? Are we out of them today? They look like we are out of them. I don't know. I'm not seeing any more comment in Skype. You know, when we speak of, as an example of a person who is old, and usually old bring wisdom, right? Because people, they have wisdom. But all of us, we knew that God is the one who gives wisdom. And that's why Jesus, he came. So to save us from our foolishness. That can be what? Okay, we have another Muslim. Let us see this guy. Some of them, they change their nickname in Skype. Even though you are not blocked, you do not need to change your name. Just call me again with the same account. Let us see this Abdul. Yes, my friend, I hear you. Go ahead. Speak to me in English, please.
How are you, man? How are you? I called you. I didn't know this was actually you.
Yeah, no problem.
You still live on YouTube?
Yes, I'm live on YouTube.
Oh, wow. I was watching your live when I was eating lunch. Now I'm driving, but we can still talk here.
All right. What do you want to say to us? Are you a Muslim, my friend?
Well, I'm an ex-Muslim. I left Islam.
Oh, okay. Why you left Islam?
Well, it's because I can't defend the obvious false prophet in history. That's why I left Islam. I'm a born Arab. I'm from Iraq, so I speak Arabic fluently. So I was born Muslim, but I was never like a real practicing Muslim. But I was always skeptical of Islam. And once I started watching David Wood videos and Christian Prince videos and Rob Christian videos, I'm like, I gotta leave this cult, man.
So now you will not get the virgins. Do you know what you did to yourself now? You are
Now,
out.
I don't. That the virgins doesn't exist, Habibi. The virgins don't exist.
How you know? I mean, listen, they are sexy and they are beautiful, and you know it.
That is, bro. That's just the lustful brain of a human. That's all that is.
But what about
because only the men think about his penis.
what about the 80,000 boys he will get? Don't you want to get the boys?
No, man. I'm not gay.
Okay.
I don't want sex in heaven. First of all.
Okay. What about Allah will give you a banana in the heaven? Don't you like banana?
I can have a banana here.
Oh, from Walmart. You are right. Okay. What about Allah will give you a bracelet from gold? Of gold.
A breast of gold.
Bracelet.
All that stuff is materialistic stuff, man. That's why our God is so unique, because he's a God of spirit. Our God is spirit.
So you are saying to me, you left Islam to believe in Jesus, who promised you no virgins. What's wrong with you?
He promised me eternal life, and he promised me a forever relationship with the Father, and that's all I could ask for, an eternal relationship with the Father.
Okay, so which one is better? The promise of Allah, as an example, in chapter 78, verse number 33, where Allah, he promised you women with big boobs, or the promise of Jesus?
First of all, Jesus is better, even Jesus is better than Islam. In Islam, Isa is better than Muhammad tenfold. Even if I was a Muslim, I would say Muhammad is a better example than Muhammad. Isa is a better example than Muhammad. That's what I would say, because that's just the obvious. But me, I don't want virgins in heaven. That's what a man who thinks about his zib. You feel me? That's a man who thinks only about his sexual pleasures. Even in Hadith, it says that your God is hastened to fulfill your desires on earth. And that's how I see it. Muhammad was just a lustful man, and his disobedience to the God's law is suddenly the perfect commandments, the perfect command for every human to follow, which is a contradiction.
So in your opinion, Muhammad, he was using God as a tool to control people around him and make them his slaves.
No, he was using God to fulfill his desires,
which is a sexual or money or power, right?
He was using it for political, economical, and physical gain.
Exactly.
He was using it. He was using God.
But what made you come to this conclusion? I mean, if you can share with the people that are listening, you know, you are born in Iraq, as you said, and you are born in a Muslim family. I'm not going to say your name, but you can say your name if you want. What made you move from that direction? What was the start?
It all started off with Muhammad and Surah 33 verse 21 being the perfect example for all mankind, and then Muhammad marrying Aisha when she was 6. That's where it all started. And then I digged a little deeper, and then it said in Surah 65 verse 4, "Wallahi lam yahudna." And then that was the start. And then Sophia and Muhammad killed her husband, her father, her family, and then he married her. He bought her and then married her. What type of prophet is this? What type of perfect man is this? I thought to myself. I also the captives. Jesus came to set the captives free, but Muhammad came to take more captives, get more captives, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just I just thought to myself, like, I just thought to myself that if there was really a perfect God in the world, which I 100% believe in, there's a perfect God, because, you know, when I was in my mother's womb, okay, I felt the spirit of God. I felt the spirit of God in my mother's womb, and that's how I still believe in God to this day. Because if it wasn't for the spirit of God meeting me in my mother's womb, I would probably be an atheist right now. But just because God was there, because God was there and He chose me, I felt obliged to do His command. commandments, to follow his commandments, because they're written on my heart. Like,
did you find any good commandment in Islam? Did you find anything to be good?
No, maybe some. I mean, some Muslims are not like as me, as a Muslim, as an ex-Muslim. Hold on, as an ex-Muslim, growing up from a Muslim family, you see that these Muslims, they're really genuine and they're really friendly. They're really nice people. I really love Muslims. You know. My dad. Hold on. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening. You see, but you know, you grow up. I don't know if you grow up in the Middle East. I grew up in the Middle East. I could not find genuine Muslims. Because
hello?
What genuine Muslim mean when you say genuine Muslim?
اي وراك يا روح قدامي يلا تعال. Hello, I'm sorry, my dad. I was talking to my dad.
Yeah, it's all right. You can finish with him and you call me later. No problem.
No. I'm finished. I told him to drive in front of me, but I'm finished.
All right.
But I'm telling, I only feel that way is because my mom and my dad and my whole family is Muslim. I'm the only one.
I want you to remember what genuine mean. Genuine doesn't mean I'm saying they are bad. Genuine is somebody who follow Muhammad, but obviously your mother and your father don't follow Muhammad.
Huh? You said, excuse me, what did you say?
Genuine Muslim, when we say genuine Muslim, we are talking about someone genuine according to Islam. And according to Islam, a genuine Muslim is somebody is a pervert. He like to have sex with the children. A person who like to practice taqiyya.
My parents, let's say they claim to be Sunni Islam, but they're the munafiqun. They say we're Muslim, but they live more like a Western.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying to you. So they are not genuine Muslim. They are good people. They are good people, but
they have a good heart.
They have a good heart. Why? Because they are not following Islam.
Yeah.
If they follow Islam, they will hate everybody.
And that's the thing also. Allah hates Jews, al-Yahud wal-Masih, the Jews and the Christians, and he hates mushrikeen, but the God of the Bible loves those people that Allah hates, you know.
The Quran says that you will not find one person between the believers love even those who they are his own family if they oppose Islam. Chapter 58, verse number 22.
My family is not like that. My family, even though I'm a Christian and I left Islam, they still love me and they still care about me.
Wonderful. You know? Maybe you know you should let your family join us here, and maybe we can help them to accept the Messiah. What do you think?
I mean, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I like that request. I was talking to my father about Surah 65 verse 4, and then he got confused. He didn't understand. He said this is complicated to understand. I'm like, no, it's not. You just read the ayah and understand. I feel like every time I try to show my mom and dad a hadith about Bukhari or Muslim or Tirmidhi, they like to say this is mahroof. They don't like to listen. They don't like to listen to it.
They're trying to escape the embarrassment of the stupid Muhammad. I understand. It's not easy. You grow up all your life believing in something or trying to make yourself thinking that this is a prophet, and then you find somebody coming to you, especially from your own household, showing you how stupid this cult is. It's not easy. But you are doing a great job. You know, I encourage you not to give up.
It's because of your work and people like you. Strong people who risk their lives for the truth. I ask for Jesus to bless you, brother. I don't even know your name, but brother Prince. I ask Jesus to bless you because people like you who expose the truth and who are not afraid, who risk their life, because I know what you're doing is not easy, especially if you're risking your life for it. And of course, if we talk about Islam, we are risking our lives. And if we show our face, it's an even more risk. So for anyone who does this for the truth, I applaud you because you are a true soldier who is risking their life for the truth. And that's something that I have in my heart too.
You know, if we don't do what we do, then we will not have someone like you, a good-hearted person, being saved. If we say, okay, you know what, there's no hope, Muslims, they hate us, Islam is an evil cult, we will not try to help the Muslims because they don't even deserve our help. That
Me,
is not what Jesus said. Jesus, he said, I came for the sick, not for the healthy, right? And Jesus, he gave us an example about a shepherd who have like 1,000 sheep, and then one of them is gone. What the shepherd will do? Will leave the 1,000 and go after the one is lost. This is what we do, my friend. We are here to save the Muslims because we love them, and this is why I'm asking you. If you like, you can ask your parents to join us. I will speak to them in a very special patient, you know, and we will try, me and you together, to help them to see, to make them see the truth, and the truth will set them free.
amen. And actually, you can message me, and I would actually love to do that.
Well, I don't go in Skype unless I am live. So if you want to talk, if you want in a private, I can do it, but you need to tell me, you know, sometime. But if you like them to go live on air, we can go live on air.
I mean, my mom. You want to know something? You want to know something?
Yeah.
My mom said in the past that the Quran was mahroof. So I think that's a step, you know?
Yeah.
She said the Quran was corrupted. The Quran was corrupted. She said the Quran was corrupted. So I think that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, that means she knew that this is going to be the book of God, and she is trying to give it explanation why it is not, it's corrupted. But this means that now she already reject whatever is in this book, and this is a good sign, as you said.
Yeah, that was a good sign. My mom, she also threw out the hijab, so that's also a good.
You
thing.
see, do you know what the hijab was for?
To not get molested. Surah 33, verse 59.
Sauda bint Dhama, she went out to do poo-poo.
I've never heard about that story though, but I just know the Quran says to wear hijab so a guy won't.
Yeah, but this is because of this is the one who made this verse is not Muhammad, it was Umar. So Umar, Sauda, she went out.
I've heard this argument before. Yeah, I've heard this argument before.
This is not argument. This is what the Muslim says. It's not me. This is in the Sahih Hadith, you know, and this is here. This is Al Bukhari, and this is Sahih Muslim. So Sauda, the old wife of Muhammad, she went out to do poo-poo, and she took off her pant, or let's say,
you pull up the hadith.
Yeah, it's in the screen. I have it already.
Oh,
Sahih Bukhari. Just be careful, my friend. You are driving, right? I don't want you to look. Don't look at the screen. Yeah, later you can look. Sahih Bukhari, Hadith number 146. Al Bukhari 146. Okay. So Sauda, she went out, and she is not wearing a veil at that time. There's no veil, and she is doing poo-poo. So Omar, he says, I have recognized you, Sauda. I mean, look how filthy he is. A woman, she is doing poo-poo. Why even you bother her, and why you say that? So he's like, we got you busted. I saw your ass. So then Omar, he knew now the wife, she will go to Muhammad. She will tell him. So Omar, he said to Muhammad, you know, man, why you don't ask your wife to cover themselves, man? Like, come on. Okay. And then Muhammad, he took exactly what Umar said, and he made it a Quran. So when you say this is in the Quran was given from Umar. This is why Umar, he says, وَافَقَنِي رَبِّي فِي ثَلَاث. My Lord agree with me in 3 things. Some hadith says 10 things. And one of them is the chapter of Al-Hijab, and he says, Allah, he sent it as I said. As I said. Imagine. Exactly, one word by word. And here you ask yourself, who is the prophet here? Allah? Oh, sorry, who is the God? Allah or Umar? And why Muhammad, he claimed that nobody can make Quran, and then Allah, he take the Quran from Umar. You know?
Yeah, I've heard this. I've heard someone say this before, and I think you're right, because I've had a conversation with a Muslim guy on Instagram. It was like a group chat. They were talking about the same thing that you was talking about, but I was never really like in this with it. You understand? Like I was never really.
Yeah.
I hear dogs. Is that your dogs in the background?
You know, everybody here have dogs. Don't worry about it. You are safe.
I'm playing. I'm not scared of dogs. I actually love dogs.
Yeah. Anyway, so you know, obviously, what kind of a prophet he received his religion from a man who saw his wife bum, and what kind of God he take what Omar he said, and obviously Omar is a bad person. He take it and he put it as it is in the Quran.
Omar said, you know what surprised me about Omar? And in another hadith, Omar said that the stone cannot benefit me or harm me, right? But in another hadith, Allah's messenger said that the black stone will become like, it will have a mouth and will have an eye, and on the day of resurrection it will testify. So we can clearly see that Omar and Muhammad contradict each other.
Well, you see, Omar here is exposing the stupidity of Muhammad. But here you notice how coward Muhammad is. He feared Omar. Because when Omar, he said that, is it possible that Muhammad did not hear that? There's no way.
Hear what? Hear what? I don't understand.
Like when Omar, he says, I know that you are a stone. You don't hurt and you don't do benefit, correct?
Yeah.
Shouldn't Muhammad right away says to him, what are you talking about? I am the prophet and I know what is right. You are wrong.
Yeah.
Muhammad, Muhammad, he never answered him. He never said this is not true.
Muslims use the specific hadith to contradict their idolatry, but in the same like, if you do some more research like I've done, you can see that they clearly contradict each other. Omar and Muhammad.
Because if the black stone is going to be a witness in the day of judgment, as Muhammad said, then Omar is lying. So which one of them is lying? So the Muslim, as you said, they use that hadith just to win a point that we don't worship the stone, but they ignore what Muhammad said about that the stone will witness for you, will have mouth, will have ears, will have eyes.
Exactly. And then the thing is that there's another hadith in Al-Tirmidhi, Jama' Al-Tirmidhi. It says that it will erase your sin, something like that.
Yeah.
I read it.
Yeah. The black stone and the Yemeni corner, both of them, when you touch them, they erase your sin.
Yeah. And I've seen hadith from Ibn Abbas himself that Khair al-Ummah, they call him Khair al-Ummah, something like that.
Hibru Ummah. Hibru.
Whatever. Yeah. I can't even say it correctly. But anyway, I saw hadith from him. They say that that Al-Safa and Al-Marwa were not Sunnah until after Muhammad's death, and they were like, the pagans used to go back and forth from Al-Safa and Al-Marwa and stuff like that. So it's like full of paganism. Like you can
even the Quran explained that. Yeah, Al-Quran explained that Al-Safa and Al-Marwa is a pagan thing, because if you read the story,
in the Quran it says Al-Safa and Al-Marwa are the signs of Allah, but in the hadith we see that the pagans used to run back and forth Al-Safa.
Yeah, but if you notice in there it says that there is no sin to practice it. Did you ask yourself why it says no sin?
I have not read that before, so I don't know.
Chapter 2, verse number 158. It says that As-Safa and Al-Marwa, they are among the symbol of Allah, or the shrine of Allah. So those who visit the house and they do the Safa al-Marwa, there is no sin for them to do so. Why? Because Muslims, they said to Muhammad, well, as long now we are not going to follow those, why we are practicing As-Safa and Al-Marwa, which was the pagan shrine from before Islam. Muhammad, he have a group of the Arab who became a Muslim. They refused to stop worshipping or acting the Safa and Marwa. So Muhammad didn't want to lose them. So he said, you know what? As-Safa and Marwa is from the shrine of Allah. Practice it, and there is no sin in that. Don't worry about sin. Go and do it. So Muhammad the hypocrite, he followed us. What is the Safa and Marwa? There is a guy, he had sex with the women in the Kaaba, and Allah, he made them stones. And then they placed the two stones as let us say, idols, one in a hill and the other one in the other side of the hill. And the pagan, they used to go and walk between them and touch their private parts. So Muhammad, he kept that practice as part of his religion, and there is no excuse and there is no explain why in the world how this has become part of the shrine of Allah. Simply because it is the shrine of Allah, because simply Allah is a pagan god from before Islam, and it's what they have.
Well, simply, I would say that Islam was adopting stories and adopting things that were, how I should say, fabrications and fairy tales from agnostics, from all a sect of Judaism, all these things. Like Muhammad was adopting stories, like the Trinity. As you said, it was the Father, Jesus, and Mary. If God can't, if your God can't even represent an ideology correctly, how do you know that's the true God? Like, that's how I was thinking to myself. Like,
you know, this will remind me when I decided to work as an English teacher. So I applied to Stanford, and I told them I want to work as an English teacher. Then they asked me to write some information about myself, and then I wrote that I wrote some information, and then they look at my writing. They says, "But look like you do not know English." I said, "Well, do I need to know English to teach English?"
Yes, of course.
Well, this is Muhammad. Muhammad did not know what the Trinity. He want to teach the Christians not to follow the Trinity. Muhammad, he is a knowledgeable person about, suddenly he is a person who knows how the baby is made, how the universe is made. Muhammad is a doctor. Muhammad is a professor. Muhammad, the Jews, they keep getting him busted. They told him, okay, there's a prophet. His name is Zulqarnain. Tell us about him. Muhammad, he got the trap. He told them, oh, Jibreel just told me. And he started telling them about Zulqarnain. He found where the sun set. So this idiot is an idiot.
I said I remember a jihadi left Islam because of that story. I saw it on David Lewis' channel. I saw a jihadi left Islam because of the stories of the
yeah.
But Muslims, we don't know who he is. Allah knows best.
Allah knows best. Anyway, my friend, I'm happy to have you. Feel free to let your parents join us one day if you like, and I will be happy to talk to them.
Of course. And I would like to send a message to all my Christians out there in the world. Christian Prince, do you know what the Bible, when the Bible talks about the New World Order, do you know what it's talking about exactly?
Well, you know, the New World Order is to be hypocrite, is to follow a Satan, and is to be yeah.
Well, I would like you to for your Christian audience, I would like you to do I would like you to watch a video on YouTube. It's about the one world government, one world order. So major people around the world, like major figures, like very important people,
very rich people. Like Biden, Putin, rich people.
Important rich people. Yes, they went to Saudi Arabia to have a meeting about the New World Order. Did you know that? And
they can try. I mean, but
you can look it up. It wasn't about. Putin was not there. Biden was not there. But it was important people there. They were discussing the New World Order. They were discussing the New World Government. Because the reason why I tell you that is because our economy, our West, is breaking down. We are in debt, and inflation is increasing our price of living. So we're not going to have enough money to live soon because of prices going up.
Well, this is happening now for the whole world.
Yes.
And we pray that, you know, I mean, you see, when people abandon God, then people will become by their own.
Hold on. Remember in Revelation 13 when it says the mark of the beast.
Yeah.
It says if you don't have it, you shall not buy or sell without it. So I believe that these people are going to use a digital currency, and they're going to call it an FRID chip, and they're going to put a chip implanted in your forehead or in your hand. And you know, these are signs of intelligence and work, because without work you cannot live. As simple as that. So if I've watched some videos on YouTube about Bible prophecy and about are we living in the end times, and I've seen so much similarities. I believe that God is calling people to his ministry to before the tribulation, because I know the end is near, and I know Jesus is coming back. So there's no more, like, how I should say, there's no more games anymore, because the times that we're living in Timothy, 2 Timothy chapter 3, it talks about people that are going to be living in the last days. And this is such a clear prophecy. I feel like Paul made a better prophecy than Muhammad in 2 Timothy chapter 3.
Well, we cannot compare between the false and the true. But anyway,
I compare. Trust me, I compare.
No, I know. I compare too, but I compare just to show the difference between the dirt and the clean. But for me, I want to advise you something. Many things will happen. Bad things will happen. But we don't need to make assumption, and we do not need to follow like our own thinking that, okay, that's the day of judgment is coming. God is in charge. Remember that God is in charge, right? And for us as a believer, we have no worry. We have no worry. So whatever will happen, let it happen. For us, we stand for the truth, and the truth will set you free. There's people who want to follow the world order. They want to follow the devil. This is their business. A true believer, he said, I know my sheep, and my sheep, they knew me, right?
Yeah.
So we are safe and secure. And even if the world go hungry, we will not. We will not.
Amen.
Yeah.
Because I believe that even our Father, one day he will feed us manna, as he did people of Israel when they were leaving Egypt.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, my friend. I'm happy that to have your call today, and maybe you can share with us in some other day too. All right?
I'm happy that you answered. Man. I appreciate you very much, and I appreciate your work in it, and it actually works, man. So keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Thank you. God bless you. And say hello to your family, please.
God bless you.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Have a great day.
You too. Will we pray for this brother that his parents, I don't know if he's married or not, I hope that all his family, they will accept the Messiah and they will be saved. You see, in Christianity, if somebody he don't believe in Jesus, you don't hate him for that reason, but you try to save him as much as you can. A Christian person, he is not even allowed to let hate go inside him, for that is from the devil. When Jesus was on the cross, he said, forgive them, Father. He say what he do, and he do what he say. He was teaching us how to forgive, but imagine if he himself don't want to forgive. So he gave us the great example. This is why the Lord, he says, from their fruits you shall know them. Imagine if the Messiah, he was on the cross, and instead of forgiving, what he taught us to do. When they ask him how we pray to the Father, he says, our Father art of heaven, and right away said, forgive to us as we forgive to others. So it's a condition, it's a must, it is the way. It is unacceptable for us to be Christian and not to forgive. So the way of salvation through Christ is to forgive. And Christ is not the same as the filthy Muhammad. He do what he say, and he say what he do. Muhammad, he curse people for no reason. He kill people for no reason. He rape people just for the sake of sex. He take the life, he take freedom. He even go after children's because he have zero ethic. With the Messiah, his ethic is not even something you can describe, because there's no ethic compared to Jesus. Imagine if you are a person who live in the time of the Messiah, and now not in the time of Messiah, and you can bring the dead to life. How many kingdoms you can control? How many kings they will bow down to you? How many rich they will give you all the money to just make them 17 years old again? How many? People would do anything. Anything. He took no penny. He took no wages. He did not say what Muhammad said. Any woman, she want to give herself to the Prophet. When somebody says to me about the Messiah, I do not need really to examine for long. If the Messiah was not the true God, then the Messiah should do what every man do. If I have the power of the Messiah, I will be so proud. I will not even let kings kiss my hands. If I have his power, if I can walk over water, if I can tell you the future, if I can heal the sick and make the blind see, if I can resurrect the dead, how proud I will be. How that power will make me lose my mind. I will never be humble. For this cannot be given to a man, and he stay humble after all of this. This is only God act, and God talk, and God fruits. For he is the Lord of the heaven and the earth, yet he insists to wash the feet of his followers. Imagine you have all this power. And then you want to wash the feet of your followers, and you say to them, you warn them, if you don't let me do it, you don't belong to me. I do not know you. How he can do that? And why he do that? Those two questions can tell you who is Jesus if you are a Muslim trying to find an answer. Who is the Messiah? Why he do such a thing? Why a person who his followers believe in him as God, even if you think he's not? Why he want to wash their feet? And why, if they reject or try to refuse to accept, to let him do it? He told them, you will not, and you don't belong to me. One of the things you will notice, that even the disciple of Jesus, even Peter, when Peter, he says to the Messiah, are you going to wash my feet? Jesus replied, you do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand. Peter, he said, no, you shall never wash my feet. Why someone like the Messiah washing the feet of his disciple? He taught you that being proud is a sign of foolishness. Being proud is not a Christian act. Being proud is not a Christ-like. The master is the one who humbled himself. And if the Lord himself, he washed the feet, who is the bishop? Who is the patriarch? Today we see many of those people wearing jewels, gold cross, drive nice cars, even they have bodyguards. They are not following Jesus. That is Jesus. And those who they try to make himself look like acting like Jesus, washing the feet of few poor people. Well, this is still not what Jesus did. Jesus, he did it literally. You are doing it in a symbolic way. You are doing it in your palace. You are doing it in your fantasy palace. You are doing it because there's cameras and there is people watching. Jesus, he didn't know for none of that. Jesus says to him, unless I wash you, which means your feet, you have no part with me. And then Peter, then he said, well, if this is the case, not only you can wash my feet, my head as well. And then the Messiah, he said, those who have had bath need only to wash their feet, their whole body is clean. And you are clean. Thought not every one of you. And here is Jesus is telling us about there is people later or someone who is going to betray him. Not all of you. You cannot hide the truth from Jesus. You cannot lie to him. Not all of you. For he knows, or he knew, who was going to betray him. And that was why he said, not everyone was clean. Read the Bible, my friend. I am sorry that I spent too much time speaking about the garbage of Muhammad, when the important is one, which is the Messiah. But as you know, somebody have to clean the garbage from the street. And obviously, it is me. Otherwise, I wish that time will come and I will never say one word about the faith of Islam. But somebody have to clean the garbage. If all of us, we say, I'm not going to work in the, like with those guys who clean the garbage in the street, you are so proud of yourself. Like, no, not me. You know, I mean, come on, this is a down job. This is not a job for me. But in case you do not know, if those guys are not exist and they are not doing their job, your life will become filthy. So you should really appreciate them. More than the doctor, because if not them, you will visit the doctor every day. When the Messiah, he said, I came for the sick, not for the healthy. Nothing changed. The world was sick before, and the world is sick today. When we heard our brother speaking about the one world order, I say to you, my friend, it's always like that. The world is sick. How many people they kill each other over a penny, over $1? How many women they take off their clothes just for money? How many men they use money to control women? How many filthy men they are child molesters? How many men who they are kings, famous, rich people? They show themselves wearing shiny suits, but they are the devil himself inside them. Even they give donations so everybody can see, I am a good person. I donated $1 million. They accept a camel to go, they force a camel to go inside the needle eye. Nothing changed. But there is only one thing making a difference. Is those who believe in the Messiah and the true believers. So we struggle with this life. We struggle with the people around us. We struggle with the sin of mankind. And we struggle with our sin. But who said that struggling is a bad thing? the best thing a human being, make him a human, that he struggle with his moral. Otherwise, we are just a bunch of animals. We don't care. An animal, each one of them think about him as an individual. The dog bite the dog. The fish eat the fish. They fight over livestock, over a piece of meat, over some bones, or over a female. With the Messiah, we are none of that. So to make it simple, the Messiah, he brings us back to our humanity. When God, he created Adam and Eve, he did not create the devil. Same as when he created the angel, who later became a devil. That was not the purpose of God. God gave us a free will. So by the free will, you will be judged. If we have no free will, then there is no just in the judgment. For you don't punish me for something you force on me. So your free will is a trial. Your free will is the exam. Your free will is your destiny made by your own hands. It is you who write your map by your free will. So I say, I believe in the Messiah as Savior. You believe in Muhammad, the child molester, the one who said that even your free will is taken away from you, the one who said that even when you commit adultery is not your decision. So why he want to punish you for a decision you did not make? He is the one who said that even Adam, when he commits sin, he did not choose to commit sin. He is the same person who said that if you don't commit sin, Allah will destroy you. What kind of God this God is? Why he will destroy me if I don't commit sin? I thought Allah is against sin. But the fact is that the God of Islam, he is the devil. And this devil, he wants you to commit sin and bow down to him. Actually, this hadith here explains a lot about Islam. If you want to have a conversation with a Muhammadan, this hadith here is enough to prove that Allah is the devil himself. Here you understand the nature of the God Muhammad trying to bring to us, which is himself. Muhammad, he said, by Allah, by the one who is my soul is in his hand, where if you were not to commit sin, Allah would replace you, will destroy you with people who commit sin and ask for forgiveness. So this God, he have a special pleasure, and the pleasure is to be begging for forgiveness. And if you don't commit sin, well, that pleasure will not happen because you will not ask for forgiveness. You know, there's many English words fit to describe this case, especially if you are a person who study physiology. I don't know if that word correctly, I'm saying it. This is a sickness. This is a person, he's suffering from sickness. So imagine there's somebody, he have power to create, and he decide to create you. But if you are good, he will kill you. The condition to stay is to commit sin. And therefore, you ask for forgiveness. So the purpose of your creation, according to Islam, is you begging for forgiveness. This is the joy of Allah. He like to look and he see millions of people, please Allah, forgive us. And if you don't commit sin, he will destroy you. So now you are like, what I'm going to do? If I don't commit sin, he will destroy me. If I commit sin, I have to ask for forgiveness. Otherwise, I will be destroyed anyway. So this filthy God, hypocrite God, evil God, is playing you. He is the devil himself. The devil, he wants you to commit sin. And then you will ask for forgiveness from the devil. The God of the Christians, he don't want you to commit sin. Actually, all the mission of Jesus is you following him and not to commit sin. And this is how you see how huge the difference is between Islam and Christianity. Islam is a pure evil. The devil himself is not even evil like Islam. What do you think if you see a father, let's say you have a kid, and then your kid is not doing anything wrong. So you take a gun and you say, you know what, I'm going to shoot you. And the other kids are watching. Oh, why, father? Why you want to shoot me? Because you did not commit sin. You did nothing wrong. So what I should do? You should commit sin and beg me for forgiveness. Me. All of this creation in Islam based on what? And there's a person, his name is Allah. He'd love to see people begging him. Allah created you, according to Islam, just for his own joy, enjoying you begging for forgiveness. Allah, he feels like he is majestic when you do that. A billion human being bowing down, please Allah, he love it. But if the billion human being committing no sin, then they will not ask for forgiveness. For no wrong they did. That will make Allah, the devil, so angry. And you want more proof that Islam is false? I don't know if this proof is not going to be enough for you, so I'm not sure really how any other proof can be enough. I want to say thank you all for being here. We are here for many hours today, as you know. I'm not sure how many hours, let us see. We are here for 5 hours and 33 minutes. Time goes so fast. I wish I can stay more. But I used to stay actually way more than 5 hours. We used to stay 12, 13, 16. And we enjoy it really, because the more you see people leaving Islam, accepting Jesus, the more that your tiredness goes. You feel good, you feel strong again. You are you have the energy. And today was a great day. We have a lot of people who out of Islam. We listened to many testimony, and we heard the Muslims trying to deduct their prophet and his religion. And the only thing you notice with Muslims, when they call me, they make an argument about the Bible, but they refuse to read their books. And the reason I use their books, because this is the best way to get them busted, and they hate it. They don't want their books. Why you are reading my book? I'm speaking about the Bible. But he knew that this channel is only about Islam anyway. But because his book is a book of shame, and he knew, they knew. And this is why they don't want to read it. Your prophet, he received wisdom in dishes. Oh, this is a fabrication. So he thought by saying that, that's it. The problem is solved. But this is telling us the nature of this cult. Muslims themselves, they agree that their religion is a pure fabrication. What their prophet said is not what their prophet said. This is what they say to us. When we show them what their prophet says and they deny it, it's mean they deny everything about Islam. So how we can listen to someone, he's a Muslim, who wash his hands from his own books? And if the books of Muslims full of lies, how we can trust Islam anyway? When a Muslim himself, he says to you, those are fabrication. Well, you just told me that everything in Islam is possible to be fabrication too. And if it is fabrication, why it is there for 1400 years ago and nobody until now discovered it is fabrication? You discover it fabrication? Yeah, me. Because simply I'm trying to avoid the embarrassment. So I deny it. A true believer, he don't feel embarrassed with his belief. Only fake ones. So when a Muslim he call and he say, your Bible say this? I say, yeah. I say to him, your Quran says this? He says, no. It is there. For they are ashamed. And shame is a great sign of people leaving this cult. They fight it, they try to reject it, but for how long? You are just fooling and lying to yourself. I want to say thank you guys for being here. May the Lord bless you. We will be back on air again this Sunday. I don't know if you guys like me to come back. As you know, every Friday in the morning and every Sunday, morning time, New York time, 10:30 a.m., we have fixed date, fixed time to come and join. And for me, every day is Easter, so don't worry, it's about being a holiday. For all days belong to the Lord, and all days are holidays, and all days are Sabbath. It's about you, how you designate your day. Every day the Bible teaches, every day you designate to the Lord is a Sabbath. And this is why, when the Bible speaks about the crucifixion of Jesus, they were talking about there's a day after that is the Sabbath. But it's not Saturday. Sabbath is any holiday the Jews they practice. Any holiday. It doesn't matter what it is. It is Sabbath. And because it's holiday, it's called Sabbath. So we don't care really if it's Friday, when Jesus was crucified, or it was Wednesday. What we care for, what Jesus did to us. For all as we know, time never repeats itself. And calendar, even the same calendar we use, it will make it in a certain day because the year keep changing and the days keep changing and the calendar is not perfect. So we don't celebrate a date, but we celebrate an occasion. We celebrate what Jesus did. And even though this is his death, so how we celebrate? How we celebrate the death? In fact, we are celebrating how the Lord overcome death. Not the death itself. For the Messiah, he overcome death by death, not by avoiding death. He overcome death, for he is the Almighty God. Thank you all. Until we see you soon again, I hope in Sunday. Have a great time with your family. Pray to everybody. Pray for those who called us, whoever need a prayer. Be a family of Christ. Pray for people of Ukraine who they are suffering from war. We pray too for people of Russia, because this filthy Putin, he caused many Russians to die in a war is useless, no point of it, just for his ego. And those who they are in charge of the game, they are causing the death of the poor one. Old women, they lose their houses. Old men, those people are already poor. They hardly can survive normal life. What those evil people did. What those evil people did. The evil ones, they live in their palaces. They enjoy their fancy food. They enjoy their gold and silver. Investment is working so good. Manufacturer for weapon making a lot of money. Who is the one who will die? The poor. Rich don't. Rich fly. People die. And the people is the poor. So pray for them, support them, and pray that the Lord will avoid you from having such a day, that such an evil man, he is your neighbor. Like Putin, he decided that you cannot take this person as a friend, and he will enforce you to be his slave. Pray that someone like Muhammad will not come to us, and history repeat itself. Somebody saying the Bible is so clear about a flat earth. My friend is Swedish flat earth. I think you have a flat brain. Nowhere in the Bible says that the earth is a flat. When the Bible says the edges of the earth, this is a figure of speech. Flat earth. As you see, we have, pray for this person to have a brain. No, the Bible never says that the earth is a flat. You are an idiot. The Bible in the book of Job says it clearly, the globe of the earth, the ball of the earth, the sphere of the earth. So what are you talking about? The Bible is the one who says that the earth is hanged on nothing. Be aware of people who claim falsely to be Christians. You have a flat brain. It's not the Bible teach flat earth. It is the first book ever who mentioned that the earth is in a shape of round. Ever. Before scientists exist. Before your science was exist. It is the first book who says the earth hanged on nothing. Nothing. Which is hard to understand. Somebody saying to me the earth is hanged on nothing. How it is hanged? How it is on nothing? That is interesting. Yet we don't believe on the Bible because of that. It's not what science we follow. It is God. So it's possible for God to do what is impossible for science to do. There is always weird people, funny people, stupid people, but I believe that God, he gave us a gift. Even the one who is very simple, he should understand that God, he loves him, and he will accept him with his decency. The problem is that we decide to lie to ourselves and to lose our decency. You don't go to heaven because you have a PhD in the Bible. You go to heaven if you are a farmer and you see someone hungry and you feed him and you believe in Jesus. It's not education, it's not science, it's not power, it's not money. The Lord, he said, from their fruits you shall know them. This is a question we should ask ourselves every day. What was our fruit for today? Today, I did share with you some of my fruits. I hope they were good. I hope so. We pray. Until we see you again, may the Lord bless you. Christ is Lord. Islam is false. And Islam without lies dies. Jesus is the Lord of resurrection. He himself is the resurrection. And the one who believes in me, the Lord said, and I will ever live. Believe in Jesus and live forever. Thank you.
But I mean, again, he doesn't know who Gabriel is, right? Because he didn't come from an Abrahamic faith. The people of Mecca were pagan.
The Quran is mentioned, if this book was from other than God, they would have found in it many contradictions.
If a book is without contradictions, that has no bearing on whether it comes from God or not. I've had phone books that are inerrant, but I certainly don't think God gave them.
That we believe without understanding.
The brother asked a very important question, that most of the scholars say that listening to music, watching movies, and most of the television programs, they're haram. So how can we have fun? Let me tell you, brother, at the outset, that having fun is permitted in Islam as long as the fun is halal fun.
That the standard narrative has holes in it.
The Prophet tells us because Satan or the devil sleeps over our nostrils. Those who oversleep and not pray Fajr on time, Satan urinates in their ears.
I really do think Jesus was crucified and that he really was dead and buried. He thought that he was a son of God in the sense that he was specially chosen by God. I think Jesus really did think he was going to be the Messiah, the future king of Israel. I mean, that is, after all, why they crucified him.